Okay, we're just got here at the apartment in Kamloops. We're gonna get up on the roof. We're gonna do some repairs with the Castagra patch kits. So we got the 1 pound patch kits here. We'll show you how it works. Okay, we'll go up through the roof hatch here. The nice thing is we don't need a lot of stuff. Like, this is literally all we need. Easy to get it on the roof. Don't need any special equipment. You can see what we're doing here today. There's 9 of these vent stacks. We miscounted, but we got these vent stacks. We got this rubber roofing that's held down by the gravel. Around these stacks, you can see we're getting a little bit of cracking. This one here is coming up pretty good. So worried that that seal might break eventually. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the gravel out of the way. We're gonna clean this up really nice with the brushes and the brooms and stuff. If we need the shop vac, we'll get it up here and clean this up. And then we'll apply the coating. We're just gonna apply it around the edge of here. We don't have to get too crazy because this is all really nice still. So we're just gonna apply it where that seam is on each of these pipes, and they're gonna be good for a long time after that. And they are on our reoccurring maintenance plan, so we'll come back here every year, twice a year. We're gonna be back in the spring. We'll take a look again. One thing we're gonna look at while we're here today is we're just gonna take a little better look at these drains and make sure that there's no chance they're leaking. So we'll look at that. If they look good, we'll take a look again in the spring, and we're just gonna make sure this roof stays in perfect condition so he doesn't have expensive repairs needed to this apartment building. The thing we're gonna do is we're gonna just get the gravel cleaned away, nice and careful. We don't wanna damage the membrane here. We're gonna get as much as we can off of here with the broom. We wanna get this cleaned up good because we don't wanna try that. Castagra is not gonna bond with dirt, obviously. And this roof's been on here for about 20 years, so it's still in relatively good shape. I wouldn't ever expect them to have to do a full replacement on this. But the nice thing is when we do the Castagra coating around here, we're actually, when they do come time that they want to coat the whole roof, we can coat it and tie right into that coating to those repairs. So you can see it's a bit wintry, a little bit of snow up there on the top of the mountains. It's about 1 degree out today, Celsius, and we can apply it in this cooler weather. It doesn't rely on the weather being nice, and the other cool thing is if it does rain after we apply it, it won't affect the coating. So it's really good that way, whereas a lot of like stuff you'd see won't do that. So we're gonna grab these wire brushes and we're just gonna give this a good scrub. We don't want anything loose or anything that could possibly come off. We want to make sure that this is really well done. And we've also got some rags here. So once we get this all loosened up, we can actually clean this out. We want to make sure we get everything out of here. You can see where it's kind of wearing out around here. See a bit of cracking. This one's actually one of the better ones, but you can see it is breaking away a little bit there, and you can see some cracking here. Now when you mix the Castagra, you do want it at like room temperature, which it is. I had it on the heat in the truck. Not on, you don't want it super hot either. I think it even says on here, don't mix it at above 43 degrees Celsius. Mix between 18 and 32, so it is. You can feel it's a bit warm. It's actually warming the fingers up. You can see that's our repair kit here. This is the Ecodur1, so it's fiber reinforced. So this is really good. It's a little thicker than their other stuff. This is the part A in here. We want to get it mixed together nice. It feels really good. We're just going to use this to scrape it. What we're going to do is we're going to just wind this up like a tube of toothpaste, and you'll see it burst into the, there we go. So now it's into the other side. And we want to make sure that it's broken, the seal's broken all the way across there, which it is. Mix it really well. That's the real key to this stuff. The thing with this Ecodur, this Castagra coating, is it's very safe. Like there's no VOC, so no smell coming off of it. So you can do it like, say there was HVAC units on the roof here. You could be doing it right around them and it wouldn't affect the tenants. But it does stick to you for a long time. I just don't want it stuck to me. And cut that open. Now we're just gonna put it right on here. And we're just gonna squeeze about half of it out around here and about half of it out around the other one. There we go. A little extra there. Then we're gonna do the same over here. I'm gonna squeeze about half of it out around here. Looks like I used up more than half on the other one, but if we need to mix another kit up, we can. Okay, so then we want to keep a 30 mil thickness, so we don't want it to get super thin on us. We're just going to take the brush and we're just going to spread it around here. Looks like we could have put a little less on this one, but we're just going to spread that around there real nice. The other nice thing with the Castagra is there's no maximum thickness, so you could put this on as thick as you want and it'll still cure. You could paint this to match whatever you're putting it on, and you could paint it right now. It doesn't have to, there's no off-gassing or anything required, so you can paint it right away. Not really worried about coming up the side of this pipe because this rubber is still in really, really nice shape. And then this, we'll see, we're gonna probably need a little more, but we'll just mix another bag if we do, but we might be fine. You don't want to go too thin, especially with the fiber, because if you go too thin, there's no point in the fiber. So you can see we're just gonna mix another one and do that last little bit, but this is really nice. The cool thing too is we're gonna coat these, so these are gonna be really nice. If we ever do come and do a full coating on this roof, it'll tie right into these repairs. So there's no, like if you were using silicone or something else, you couldn't tie into it. Even silicone doesn't stick to silicone, right? So the nice thing with the Castagra is it's gonna bond to itself. So if we ever do have to do a full coating on this roof, which I mean at some point it'll probably be required, then we could do that. But this is gonna buy them so much time because the rest of this roof's in really good shape. So if you've got a building or multiple buildings with flat roofs and you're a little worried about the roofs and you don't wanna fork out the big money to do a full re-roof, give us a call, we'll come out do an inspection, or hit the link below. We'll come out do an inspection on your buildings and let you know what we can do and give you options so we can repair it, push those big bills out, or maybe even prevent them entirely. Yeah, so you take the part A and you squeeze it around a bit to make sure it's mixed.
Yeah.
And then you work it out of the corners like with the, like it's a toothpaste.
Yeah.
And then push it through there, and then you just gotta squeeze the whole bag because it'll break through the middle, but it won't break to the sides. Then you squeeze everything to get this to pop all the way to the sides.
Okay, make sure it's not hung up or anything. Okay.
And then just work it back and forth a few times and shake it around and massage it. And apparently, even in the middle of a storm, like if it's still a bit damp, if it's an emergency repair, you can still use this stuff.
Oh, that's pretty handy.
So they're like, check it again once the summer comes and make sure it actually sealed.
Right.
But you can use it because it's oil based, so rain and stuff could rain on that and it'll just stay there now.
Yeah, it won't mix.
Like now we're good. Right? Yeah. We're just taking a look at this, how it's looking around the drain. You can see in the drain there's quite a bit of stuff growing, but it's still looking like a pretty good seal here, so I wouldn't be too concerned about this. But I think it is something that maybe when we come back in the spring, we'll give them a price and we'll just recommend doing some Castagra around here before it ever does become a problem. We're looking for any cracking. You can see there's where the sealant meets it, so you can see it's bonding really well. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about this, but I would like to see some nice Castagra coating around here. Some of these boots were coming undone off of the membrane there, and they were starting to get cracks around the edge and stuff, spots water could get in, so we sealed that. You can see on some of these we went up the pipes a little bit. These ones looked like someone had repaired them with something in the past, and this one right here, I believe it was, actually had a hole going right through, so water would have been getting in there, especially in the winter when some snow is sitting on here or whatever. During just the rain and stuff, it probably wouldn't get much water, but just in the snow. So this apartment owner, he's looking after his building proactively, and instead of waiting until it's really bad and doing a full new roof, we're taking care of him with these coatings and these repairs. And he's actually on our semi-annual. Every 6 months we come out here, we do a clean and clear, so we're just looking, we're doing a full inspection, You know, if there's any debris or anything needs to be cleaned off, we'll clean that off. And we take a look at everything and we make sure that everything's still sealed really well. So these aren't gonna be a problem now because we've done those, but there's other stuff on this roof. We can come back in the spring and we can take care of those for them. You know, if stuff starts to go around the edges, that's another area that we see that's probably gonna be failing at some point around the little parapet. We will take care of that when the time comes. But this way, he's not putting out 50, 60 grand to fix the whole roof and redo the whole roof at once. But if he can spend, you know, a few $100, a few $1,000 every year maintaining a bit of stuff, makes way more sense. Water doesn't get in, doesn't damage anything, doesn't ruin the experience for any of the tenants. All around, good decision, a smart building owner.